4 years, Usha Vance has remained a quiet yet formidable force behind her husband, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. Your life has changed dramatically over the course of the last few weeks. How are you dealing with that? It's been such an adventure like nothing we've done before. A Yale-educated lawyer with an impressive career, she's been known for her discretion, choosing to stay out of the political spotlight. But now, at 39, she's finally breaking her silence, and it is sending shockwaves through political circles. What she revealed has left many stunned, raising serious questions about what's really happening behind closed doors. This isn't just a revelation, it's a game-changer. Stay tuned. Usha Vance's journey of love, diversity, and shared purpose. To truly grasp the weight of what Usha Vance has finally spoken out about, following Donald Trump's potential second inauguration, we need to rewind the clock and uncover the origins of her remarkable relationship with J.D. Vance. Their story begins at Yale Law School, where Usha and J.D. Vance first crossed paths, an encounter that by all accounts seemed highly improbable. Even their professor, Amy Chua, described their bond as extremely unlikely. They were opposites in many ways, yet their connection defied expectations, built on mutual respect and a shared vision for the future. While they met early on at Yale, it wasn't until 2013 that they found themselves collaborating on a cause that would cement their partnership. Together, they launched a discussion group tackling a provocative issue: social decline in white America. This wasn't just an academic exercise, it was a deep dive into pressing societal challenges, a bold engagement with uncomfortable truths. For J.D., Usha became more than just an intellectual partner. He called her his Yale spirit guide, a testament to her profound influence on both his academic journey and personal growth. Their collaboration was more than a meeting of minds, it was the foundation of a partnership that would shape both their lives in ways no one could have predicted. In 2014, their relationship blossomed further when they married in Kentucky in a ceremony that beautifully merged their distinct cultural and religious backgrounds. It was an interfaith wedding with elements from both Hinduism and Christianity woven into the ceremony. J.D.'s friend, Jamil Javani, read from the Bible, while a Hindu pundit performed a blessing, marking the union of two worlds. This blending of traditions wasn't just symbolic, it was a testament to how the couple had found harmony in their differences. Usha, a practicing Hindu, and J.D., a Christian who had been raised evangelical but converted to Catholicism in 2019, showcased how love transcends religious boundaries. Their marriage continued to grow in depth and understanding. By the time they settled in Cincinnati, Ohio, they had become a family of 5, raising 3 children together. Their life in Cincinnati is filled with love, tradition, and shared responsibilities as parents. Usha's vegetarian lifestyle, rooted in her Hindu beliefs, has become an integral part of their family life. J.D., who initially did not share her dietary practices, has fully embraced this aspect of their life together. In fact, he learned to cook Indian food from Usha's mother, further deepening his connection to her culture and the life they were building together. This embrace of each other's cultures has not only enriched their personal lives but also defined how they engage with the world. In 2024, Usha spoke at the Republican National Convention, proudly mentioning how J.D. had adapted to her vegetarian diet and even learned to prepare dishes from her Indian heritage. It was a moment that highlighted not just their personal growth but their ability to blend cultures and traditions into a cohesive, shared experience. Today, Usha and J.D. Vance's story is one of mutual respect, love, and shared purpose. It's a testament to how two people from vastly different backgrounds can come together, embrace their differences, and build a life full of meaning, connection, and shared values. Their relationship challenges the notion of opposites attracting in a conventional sense and proves that true love is found in the balance of diversity, understanding, and unwavering support. But just how far was Usha Vance willing to go for J.D.'s future ambitions? And what sacrifices did she make to stand by his side when the stakes were at their highest? Stay with us because their story is anything but ordinary. The power couple, J.D. and Usha Vance. James David J.D. and Usha Vance are a couple that naturally commands attention, not just because of their impressive careers but also due to the seamless way their personal and professional lives intertwine. Since the inception of J.D.'s political journey, Usha has been more than a supportive spouse. She has been a true partner, offering unwavering guidance, strategic insights, and steadfast companionship through every high and low. Their relationship exemplifies the strength that comes from unity and mutual respect, especially in the face of political and personal trials. From the very beginning, Usha was not content with merely standing in the background. A highly accomplished and intelligent woman in her own right, She understood the weight of JD's political aspirations and recognized that his success demanded more than just silent encouragement. Instead, she became an active force in his campaign, contributing her sharp analytical skills, strategic mind, and eloquent voice to help him navigate the turbulent world of politics. Her role became even more evident in 2024 as JD prepared for one of the most pivotal moments of his career, the vice presidential debate. Usha worked closely with him, ensuring he was not only well prepared but also able to connect with the audience compellingly. Her influence was undeniable, with major publications such as the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and Los Angeles Times declaring JD the winner. Analysts credited much of his success to the rigorous preparation and strategic coaching provided by Usha. But she wasn't just a behind-the-scenes force. She was in the trenches, putting in the hard work that often goes unnoticed by the public. Beyond politics, Usha has carved out a space of her own as a public figure. Her natural ability to captivate a crowd is evident, whether she is addressing thousands at a rally or providing JD with private counsel. She doesn't just highlight JD's achievements. She speaks passionately about their shared vision, values, and dreams. Her presence is not that of a mere political spouse but of an equal partner whose insights and contributions shape JD's political path. Her role extends far beyond the campaign trail. As JD navigates the complexities of leadership, Usha is there, offering her legal expertise, deep understanding of public affairs, and a steady hand. Her experience in both the public and private sectors has made her an invaluable asset, particularly as JD faces increased scrutiny in the political arena. With every challenge, their partnership only grows stronger. It's clear that their journey is about more than just politics. It's about building a future together. Throughout JD's rise in the political landscape, Usha has remained a constant force by his side at campaign events, appearing on stage with him and offering both moral and strategic support. Their bond isn't just rooted in ambition but in genuine love, respect, and shared purpose. While JD's political journey may be in the spotlight, Usha's influence is just as significant. She isn't just a supporting character in his story, she is a driving force behind it. But what was JD Vance's journey really like, and how did it shape him for the road to greatness? Stick around, you won't want to miss what's coming next. JD's childhood journey. JD Vance's childhood was marked by hardships that would have broken most people. Growing up in the Rust Belt of Ohio with roots in the poverty-stricken hills of Kentucky, he was surrounded by instability. His mother's battle with addiction, his father's abandonment, and a household filled with chaos seemed to set him on a path toward despair. But instead of becoming another statistic, Vance transformed his pain into purpose. His mother's addiction escalated to heroin use, leaving JD trapped in a cycle of fear and uncertainty. One particularly harrowing day, an argument between them turned terrifying. As she gripped the steering wheel with white-knuckled rage, she threatened to crash the car and end both their lives. In sheer desperation, JD threw himself out of the moving vehicle and ran. Police intervened, arresting his mother, and for a fleeting moment relief washed over him. He had survived another day. But sitting alone in the back of a police cruiser, that relief gave way to a profound loneliness. It was at that moment he realized how truly alone he was. Until his sister Lindsay stepped in. She had always been his shield, his source of comfort amid the turmoil. Their grandmother, Mama, became his salvation. A woman of unshakable will, she took JD into her home, offering him the discipline and stability he never had. She demanded excellence, good grades, hard work, and resilience. She also made it clear that if anyone objected to JD staying with her, they'd have to answer to her gun collection, which she wielded with legendary precision. Under Mama's fierce love and guidance, JD found his way forward. Despite his painful past, JD excelled. He joined the Marines, graduated from Ohio State, and defied all expectations by earning a degree from Yale Law School. But even as he stood in the halls of one of the most prestigious institutions in the country, his past lingered. The shame of his upbringing made him feel like an outsider among polished elites. It wasn't until a mentor, Professor Amy Chua, encouraged him to write his story that he began to embrace his journey rather than hide from it. That journey became Hillbilly Elegy, a memoir that resonated deeply with millions. His struggles also shaped his approach to love. While at Yale, JD fell for Asha Cheel, a brilliant classmate. Yet, the weight of his past cast shadows over their relationship. He struggled with self-doubt, wondering if someone from his background could truly belong in her world. It was Chua who urged him to focus not just on success but on love, recognizing that a stable relationship could ground him in ways he hadn't known before. JD's experiences didn't just shape his personal life, they refined his political ambitions. Returning to Ohio, he resolved to tackle the very issues that had defined his upbringing: poverty, addiction, and the forgotten working class. His insights into their struggles, combined with his own hard-won success, made him a powerful voice for those who felt unseen. His story wasn't just one of survival, it was a testament to transformation, resilience, and the pursuit of something greater. A historic return: Trump's second inauguration and the rise of J.D. Vance. Donald Trump's second inauguration was more than just a political event, it was a defining moment in American history. Returning to the White House after a 4-year absence, Trump's re-election signified both the resilience of his political base and the shifting landscape of national politics. The occasion, held in Washington, D.C., was marked by grandeur, with a mix of political figures, dignitaries, and celebrities in attendance. The festivities included elaborate parades, gala celebrations, and powerful speeches that reinforced the administration's vision for the future. One of the most closely watched figures that day was J.D. Vance, the newly elected Vice President of the United States. His presence alongside his wife, Usha Vance, underscored not only his influence but also the evolving face of American leadership. Once an outsider in the political arena, JD's journey from venture capitalist and best-selling author to the second-highest office in the nation had been nothing short of remarkable. His book, Hillbilly Elegy, offered a candid reflection on the struggles of working-class America, earning him a reputation as a voice for many who felt left behind by traditional politics. Now, as vice president, he was no longer just a commentator. He was a key player in shaping the country's future. JD's transition into the political sphere had been swift but calculated. His advocacy on issues such as education, technology, and economic development had resonated with voters looking for leadership that understood both innovation and the realities of everyday Americans. His role in the inauguration was not merely ceremonial. He was a vital part of the administration's strategy, a sign of the new direction in governance under Trump's second term. Standing beside JD was Usha Vance, an accomplished lawyer and a figure of growing prominence in her own right. A graduate of Yale Law School, Usha had built an impressive legal career, clerking for Chief Justice John Roberts and Judge Brett Kavanaugh. Her work in civil litigation, government policy, and technology law had positioned her as a respected professional long before JD's political rise. But on this day, her presence at the inauguration carried a significance that went beyond her personal achievements. She was not just the vice president's wife, she was a symbol of the evolving diversity within American politics. Throughout JD's campaign, Usha had been more than a supportive spouse, she had been an active participant, often seen alongside him at key events, offering strategic insight and unwavering dedication. Many credited her influence as a driving force behind JD's success. At the inauguration, JD and Usha's story began at Yale Law School, where he was captivated by her intelligence and sharp wit. He had admired the way she confidently challenged classmates, an assertiveness that made her stand out. His admiration quickly turned into something deeper, and despite his initial struggles with commitment, Usha remained steadfast. However, as JD rose in prominence, becoming an author, a senator, and eventually Donald Trump's running mate, the couple's interracial marriage became a focal point for racist attacks, particularly from right-wing extremists. After being chosen as Trump's vice presidential pick in 2024, JD found himself needing to navigate an onslaught of racial animosity directed at his wife. White nationalist figures openly criticized their marriage, framing it as a betrayal of white identity. Nick Fuentes, a notorious far-right figure, openly ridiculed JD for marrying a non-white woman, calling their union an example of the systematic replacement of white Americans. Even more jarring was the fact that Trump himself had previously dined with Fuentes, lending credibility to voices that sought to demean JD's family. When pressed about these associations, JD attempted to brush it off, insisting that Trump merely talks to everybody, a response that seemed weak in the face of the vitriol Usha was enduring. JD's public defense of his wife was seen as lackluster at best. When asked about the attacks, he downplayed their significance, stating that his wife was tough enough to handle it. It was a dismissive response that did little to shield Usha from the racialized hostility aimed at her. During a CBS appearance with Megyn Kelly, he made another awkward defense, stating, "Obviously she's not a white person," before pivoting to praise her parenting. The lukewarm response sparked criticism online, with many questioning why he wasn't more forceful in defending his wife's dignity. The contradictions in JD's stance on race and identity extend beyond his marriage. While he has positioned himself as a champion of conservative values, he has also aligned with rhetoric that calls into question the legitimacy of people with mixed heritage. This was evident in his reaction to Trump's attack on Kamala Harris's racial identity. Trump had suggested that Harris was not truly black, implying that her mixed background made her identity ambiguous. Rather than refuting this divisive rhetoric, JD reinforced it, calling Harris a chameleon. This stance seemed particularly ironic given that his own children share a similar multicultural heritage. Meanwhile, Usha herself has had to navigate the contradictions of her personal and professional life. She built a career at Munger, Tolles & Olson, a law firm known for its progressive values and commitment to diversity. Yet, her husband has actively opposed diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) initiatives, calling them divisive and pushing for their eradication from government institutions. The stark contrast between Usha's work environment and JD's political agenda raises questions about how the couple reconciles these ideological differences behind closed doors. Even Usha's appearance at the 2024 Republican National Convention was marked by an odd moment of culture clash. While addressing the audience, she mentioned that JD had adapted to her vegetarian diet and learned to cook Indian food, a nod to her family's heritage. The reaction from the crowd, enthusiastically waving signs advocating for mass deportations, underscored the uncomfortable tension between JD's political alliances and his own family dynamic. In a world where food, race, and politics are deeply intertwined, her comment unintentionally highlighted a fundamental contradiction at the heart of their public image. JD and Usha Vance's marriage is a microcosm of America's ongoing struggle with race and identity. While they present a united front, the scrutiny and discrimination Usha faces reflect deeper societal tensions. The way JD has chosen to respond, or not respond, to these attacks speaks volumes about the difficult balancing act he must perform to maintain his political standing while protecting his family. But can JD balance his political career and protect his family from racial scrutiny? Only time will tell. As Usha Vance took her place at the 2025 inauguration, she wasn't just standing beside JD, she was making a statement. Her presence was impossible to ignore. Dressed with effortless sophistication, she exuded a quiet strength that left no doubt. This was a woman ready for the role ahead. The nation watched as she stood unwavering, her expression a mix of pride, resilience, and an unspoken understanding of the magnitude of the moment. JD Vance was being sworn in as vice president, but Usha's composure suggested that she too had stepped into something far greater. She wasn't merely a political spouse, she was an equal force in this unfolding chapter. Usha Vance finally broke the silence, and it was bad. Her unwavering support for JD had already come at a great personal cost. Her resignation from a prestigious career was just the beginning of her sacrifice, a testament to the depth of her belief in JD's ambitions. Throughout the grueling campaign, through debates, victories, and setbacks, Usha had been the quiet anchor. Now, as the first Indian American, the first Asian American, and the first Hindu Second Lady, she was poised to redefine the role, not just as JD's wife but as a formidable force in her own right.